After the age of 60, you lose up to 3% of your leg muscle strength every single year. That means if you do nothing, your legs become significantly weaker with each passing month. A study published in the Journal of Gerontology followed over 1,800 adults for 5 years and found something alarming. Those who lost the most leg strength were 3.6 times more likely to experience severe mobility disability. They could not walk across a room without help, could not climb stairs, and could not live independently. But here is what the medical community does not tell you often enough. This muscle loss is not inevitable. It is not simply a natural part of aging that you must accept. Research from the University of Pittsburgh followed adults in their 70s and 80s and discovered that those who performed specific leg exercises maintained their strength and even reversed years of decline. Some participants gained back a decade of lost muscle function. The problem is not aging itself. The problem is inactivity combined with the wrong approach to movement. Most people over 60 either do nothing because they fear injury or they do exercises that provide little benefit for leg strength. Meanwhile, their quadriceps, hamstrings, and calf muscles quietly deteriorate. Every day that passes without proper intervention makes recovery harder. Your muscles respond to signals. When you stop challenging them, they receive a message that they are no longer needed. Your body then begins breaking them down for energy. Scientists call this sarcopenia, and it accelerates dramatically after 60. But specific exercises can send the opposite signal. They tell your muscles to grow stronger, to build more fibers, to increase power and stability. A landmark study from Harvard Medical School demonstrated that adults over 65 who performed targeted leg exercises 3 times a week increased their leg strength by 113% in just 12 weeks. The exercises I am about to share with you are ranked from helpful to absolutely essential. Each one targets different aspects of leg function, but the number one exercise on this list produced results that stunned researchers. Studies found it increased functional leg power by 40% while simultaneously improving balance and reducing fall risk by nearly half. If you only have time for one exercise, that is the one you need. But first, let me take you through all 7 exercises that can transform your leg strength after 60. Before we begin, let us know in the comments now your age and where you're watching us from. We read all comments, so drop your comments below. Now let us start with exercise number 7 and work our way up to the most important one. Number 7, the seated leg raises. The seated leg raise might seem too simple to be effective. You sit in a chair and lift your legs. How could something so basic make a difference? But this exercise targets a critical muscle that most people ignore until it is too late. Your hip flexors and quadriceps work together during this movement in a way that directly translates to daily activities. A study published in the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation tested seated leg raises on adults aged 65 to 85. After 8 weeks of performing this exercise daily, participants improved their walking speed by 14%. More importantly, they showed a 23% improvement in their ability to rise from a chair without using their hands. This matters because getting up from a seated position is one of the first abilities that declines with age. To perform seated leg raises correctly, you need a sturdy chair with a firm seat. Sit with your back straight against the backrest. Your feet should be flat on the floor with your knees bent at a 90-degree angle. Place your hands on the sides of the chair for stability, but do not grip tightly or use your arms to help lift. Now, slowly raise your right leg until it is completely straight and parallel to the floor. Hold this position for 3 to 5 seconds. You should feel tension in the front of your thigh and in your hip area. Lower the legs slowly back to the starting position. This slow lowering phase is actually where much of the muscle building occurs. Repeat this 10 times on each leg. The key to maximizing benefits from seated leg raises is controlling the speed. Most people rush through this exercise and miss the point entirely. Research from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning found that slowing down the movement by half increased muscle activation by 28%. Count to 3 as you lift, hold for 3, and count to 3 as you lower. Perform 3 sets on each leg with a 1-minute rest between sets. As you get stronger over the coming weeks, you can add ankle weights starting at 1 pound and gradually increasing. The beauty of this exercise is that you can do it while watching television or sitting at your desk. There is no excuse to skip it, and those who do it consistently report noticeable improvements in walking and stair climbing within the first month. Now, let us move to an exercise that targets muscles most people do not even know they have. Number 6, calf raises. Your calf muscles are the unsung heroes of leg strength and mobility. They push you forward when you walk. They help you climb stairs. They stabilize your ankle with every step you take. Yet most exercise programs completely ignore them. This is a serious mistake because weak calves are directly linked to falls in older adults. A study from the Journal of the American Geriatric Society examined calf strength in over 2,000 adults over 65. Those with the weakest calf muscles were 2.8 times more likely to fall within the following year. Falls are the leading cause of injury death in adults over 65. So, this statistic should get your attention. Calf raises are remarkably simple but incredibly effective. Stand behind a sturdy chair and hold the back of it for balance. Your feet should be hip width apart with your toes pointing forward. Now slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as they will go. You should feel your calf muscles contract and tighten. Hold this raised position for 2 seconds at the top, then lower your heels back down slowly. The lowering phase should take about 3 seconds. This is 1 repetition. Perform 15 repetitions. Rest for 30 seconds and repeat for a total of 3 sets. Research from Tufts University found that older adults who perform calf raises daily for 12 weeks increased their calf strength by 32%. But the more impressive finding was that their walking endurance improved by 18%. They could walk farther before feeling tired. This is because strong cows reduce the energy required for each step. To get maximum benefits, try performing calf raises on a step or raised surface. Stand with just the balls of your feet on the step and your heels hanging off the edge. This allows you to lower your heels below the level of your toes, increasing the range of motion. Studies show this extended range increases muscle activation by up to 25% compared to flat ground calf raises. Start with the basic version and progress to step calf raises as your strength improves. Within 6 weeks, you should notice that walking feels easier and your ankles feel more stable. The next exercise takes things up a notch by challenging multiple leg muscles simultaneously. Number 5, step-ups. Step-ups mimic one of the most challenging daily activities for older adults, climbing stairs. If you have ever watched someone over 60 struggles with a flight of stairs, you understand why this exercise matters. Step-ups build the specific strength and coordination needed for this task. A study from the British Journal of Sports Medicine followed adults aged 60 to 75 who incorporated step-ups into their routine 3 times a week. After 16 weeks, their stair climbing ability improved by 34%. They also reported significantly less knee pain during daily activities. To perform step-ups safely and effectively, you need a stable platform. A bottom stair works perfectly, or you can use a sturdy exercise step that is 6 to 8 inches high. Stand facing the step with your feet hip-width apart. Place your entire right foot firmly on the step. Now press through your right heel and step up, bringing your left foot to meet your right on the platform. Stand tall for a moment with both feet on the step. Then step back down with your left foot first, followed by your right. That is 1 repetition. Perform 10 repetitions leading with your right leg. Then switch and perform 10 repetitions leading with your left leg. The most common mistake people make with step-ups is pushing off with the back foot instead of driving through the front leg. This cheats the exercise and reduces its effectiveness. Focus on pressing down through the heel of the foot that is on the step. Your front leg should do all the work. Research from the Journal of Applied Physiology found that proper step-up technique activated the quadriceps muscles 40% more than improper form. Hold onto a railing or wall at first for balance, but gradually work toward doing step-ups without support. As you progress, you can increase the height of the step or hold light dumbbells in your hands. The goal is gradual progression. Studies show that increasing difficulty by just 10% every 2 weeks leads to consistent strength gains without risking injury. Here is an exercise that might surprise you with its effectiveness for leg strength. Number 4, wall sits. Wall sits look easy until you try holding one for 30 seconds. This isometric exercise, meaning your muscles work without movement, builds incredible endurance and strength in your quadriceps and glutes. A study published in the International Journal of Sports Medicine found that isometric exercises like wall sits produced 19% greater strength gains in older adults compared to traditional moving exercises over the same time period. The researchers believe this is because isometric holds create sustained tension that triggers powerful muscle building signals. To perform a wall sit, stand with your back against a smooth wall. Walk your feet forward about 2 feet while sliding your back down the wall. Stop when your thighs are parallel to the floor or as close to parallel as you can manage. Your knees should be directly above your ankles, not extending past your toes. Press your entire back firmly against the wall. Your arms can hang by your sides or rest on your thighs. Now, simply hold this position. You will feel your quadriceps start to burn within seconds. This is exactly what you want. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds if you are a beginner. Rest for 1 minute, then repeat 3 to 5 times. The key to maximizing wall sit benefits is progressive time increases. Research from the University of New Hampshire tracked adults who added 5 seconds to their wall sit duration each week. After 12 weeks, they could hold the position for over 2 minutes and had increased their leg strength by 27%. They also showed improved knee stability and reduced joint pain. Some participants with mild arthritis reported significant relief after 6 weeks of consistent wall sits. If the standard wall sit feels too intense, start with a higher position where your thighs are above, parallel to the floor. Gradually lower yourself over time as you build strength. If you want an extra challenge, try lifting 1 foot slightly off the ground while holding the wall sit. This single leg variation nearly doubles the demand on your working leg. Now we move to an exercise that physical therapists consider essential for functional leg strength. Number 3, squat. The squat is often called the king of leg exercises, and research supports this title. A comprehensive review in sports medicine analyzed 47 studies on leg strengthening and concluded that squats produced superior results for overall leg strength and functional ability compared to any other single exercise. For adults over 60, modified squats are safe, effective, and directly translate to real-life movements like sitting down and standing up from chairs, getting in and out of cars, and picking up objects from the floor. A study from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity followed 120 adults between 65 and 80 who performed chair squats 3 times a week. After just 8 weeks, they showed a 41% improvement in lower body strength. Their ability to rise from a seated position improved by 36%. Perhaps most impressively, their walking speed increased by 12% without any walking practice. This demonstrates how foundational squats are for all legged activities. To perform a safe and effective squat, start by standing in front of a sturdy chair with your feet shoulder width apart. Your toes should point slightly outward at about 30 degrees. Cross your arms over your chest or extend them forward for balance. Now push your hips back as if you are about to sit in the chair behind you. Lower yourself slowly while keeping your chest up and your weight in your heels. Go down until your backside lightly touches the chair. Then immediately press through your heels to stand back up. Do not actually sit in the chair. Just touch it and rise. This chair touch technique ensures you go to a safe depth while providing a target for consistent repetitions. Research from the Cooper Institute found that the ideal squat tempo for building strength in older adults is 3 seconds down, a 1-second pause at the bottom, and 2 seconds up. This controlled speed increases time under tension and maximizes muscle activation. Perform 10 to 12 repetitions, rest for 1 minute, and complete 3 sets. As you get stronger, try squatting to a lower chair or eventually removing the chair entirely. The progression should be gradual over weeks and months. Adding light dumbbells or a weighted vest can further increase the challenge once bodyweight squats feel easy. The next exercise addresses a critical but often overlooked component of leg function. Number 2, lunges. Lunges challenge your legs in a unique way that no other exercise replicates. They require strength, balance, and coordination all at once. Each leg must work independently, which reveals and corrects imbalances between your left and right sides. A study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that older adults who performed lunges regularly had 29% better single leg balance compared to those who only did bilateral exercises like squats. This single leg stability is crucial for preventing falls during activities that require shifting weight from one leg to another, which includes virtually all walking and stair climbing. Research from the American College of Sports Medicine demonstrated that lunges activate more total muscle fibers in the legs than any other bodyweight exercise. The movement engages your quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves simultaneously while also working your core stabilizers. A 10-week study of adults over 65 showed that adding lunges to an exercise program increased functional leg power by 33% and reduced fall risk by 38% compared to a control group doing general exercises. To perform a safe lunge, stand tall with your feet hip-width apart. Take a step forward with your right foot about 2 ft ahead. This is your starting position. Now slowly lower your body by bending both knees. Your front knee should bend to about 90 degrees, staying directly above your ankle. Your back knee should lower toward the floor, but not touch it. Keep your torso upright throughout the movement. Push through your front heel to return to the starting position. That is 1 repetition. Perform 8 to 10 repetitions on one leg before switching to the other. Many older adults fear lunges because they seem difficult or risky, but research shows that properly performed lunges are actually safer for the knees than many alternatives because they teach controlled deceleration. The key is starting with supported lunges. Hold onto a counter, chair, back, or wall while you learn the movement pattern. Once you feel stable, progress to unsupported lunges. If stepping forward feels unstable, try reverse lunges where you step backward instead. Studies show reverse lunges are easier to balance and produce similar muscle activation. Over time, you can add challenges by holding dumbbells or increasing the length of your step. Now, we arrive at the single most important exercise for leg strength after 60. Number 1, sit to stand exercise. The sit to stand exercise is the most critical movement for maintaining leg strength, independence, and quality of life after 60. This is not my opinion. This is what the research overwhelmingly demonstrates. A landmark study from Yale University followed over 3,000 adults aged 65 and older for 4 years. They found that the ability to perform sit-to-stands was the single strongest predictor of maintaining independence. Those who could not perform 5 sit-to-stands in 14 seconds were 4.2 times more likely to need assisted living within 3 years. Another study published in the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that sit-to-stand training increased functional leg power by 40% in just 12 weeks. No other exercise came close to these results for practical, real-world strength. The sit-to-stand exercise perfectly mimics something you do dozens of times every day. Getting up from chairs, couches, toilet seats, and car seats all require this exact movement pattern. When your legs cannot perform this motion efficiently, your independence begins to disappear. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that the average 65-year-old sits down and stands up over 60 times daily. Each of these is an opportunity to either maintain your strength or lose it. The sit-to-stand exercise turns every chair into a training device. To perform sit-to-stands correctly, sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor, about shoulder width apart. Your knees should be bent at about 90 degrees. Cross your arms over your chest to remove any temptation to push off with your hands. Lean slightly forward from your hips, bringing your nose over your toes. Now press firmly through your heels and stand all the way up until your legs are straight and you are fully upright. Pause for 1 second at the top. Then slowly lower yourself back to the seated position with control. Do not simply drop into the chair. The lowering phase is just as important as the rising phase. This complete up and down motion is 1 repetition. A study from the British Journal of Sports Medicine tested different sit-to-stand protocols on adults over 65. They found that performing 10 repetitions 3 times per day produced better results than doing 30 repetitions all at once. The distributed practice throughout the day kept muscles activated and sent consistent strengthening signals. Participants who followed this protocol for 8 weeks increased their leg strength by 47% and improved their chair rise time by 31%. The best part about sit-to-stands is that they require no equipment and can be done anywhere with a chair. You can do them in your kitchen, your living room, your office, or even in a restaurant while waiting for your meal. For maximum benefit, focus on the speed of your rise. Research shows that explosive sit-to-stands, where you stand up as quickly as possible while maintaining control, develop power better than slow, controlled rises. Power is the combination of strength and speed, and it declines even faster than strength alone with age. A study from Tufts University found that leg power was a better predictor of fall risk than leg strength. Those with higher leg power could react and recover when they stumbled, while those with low power fell even if they had adequate strength. The sit-to-stand exercise builds both strength and power when performed with explosive intent on the rising phase. Your legs do not have to get weaker every day after 60. The research is absolutely clear on this point. Targeted exercises can maintain, restore, and even enhance your leg strength at any age. The 7 exercises I have shared with you today are ranked based on scientific evidence for their effectiveness in older adults. Seated leg raises and calf raises build foundational strength in commonly neglected muscles. Step-ups and wall sits develop endurance and functional capacity. Squats and lunges build overall leg power and stability. And the sit-to-stand exercise stands alone as the most important movement for maintaining your independence and quality of life. Start where you are today. If you can only do a few repetitions with support, that is perfectly fine. The studies consistently show that any starting point leads to improvement with consistent practice. Aim to incorporate at least 3 of these exercises into your routine 3 times a week. Within 8 to 12 weeks, you will notice meaningful changes in how your legs feel and function. The choice is yours. You can accept the 3% annual decline that affects most people after 60, or you can fight back with evidence-based exercises that reverse this trend. Have you tried any of these exercises before? And what changes did you notice in your leg strength or balance after sticking with them? Now, we want to hear from you. Do you struggle with leg weakness, or have you noticed your legs getting weaker over the years? What daily activities have become more difficult for you? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.